What did you not know about sex until you lost your virginity? To take time to get wet before putting it in. It hurts and you can bleed if you don't. Not that my dumbass ex would have done that for me anyway. The overwhelming terror when your girlfriend has her period late. How unique each woman smells. Guess I'll find out eventually. I knew tits were soft, but not that soft. That, while it's a lot of fun, it's not really a huge deal. Not everyone bleeds. I was very confused when I didn't. I thought the vagina was way higher on the female body. That pulling out is harder than it looks. It's a lot tighter than expected. Very soft and warm at the same time. Not that surprising. But I didn't expect it to be like that intense in that sense. At first there's some resistance, but it's much wetter very soon. Also, how different positions have a much greater impact than I expected. Different angles and depth make a huge difference. That consent, or lack thereof, doesn't matter to some people. That it's not a big deal. How really great it was going to feel. I wasn't expecting the vagina to be as far down as it is. Had always thought it was closer to, like, the clitoris. My dumbass was thinking, where's the damn hole? Oh, that's almost her butthole. Quote, focus on making your partner feel good physically and emotionally. Everyone wins. Just how little it should impact your self-esteem. Spent so many years feeling unwanted and unlovable just because I hadn't had sex yet. Afterwards I realized I was ultimately the same person and had placed far too much of my self-worth on it. Oh, and also baby oil is not for internal use. How soft the outer lady bits are. The outer labia was way softer than I was expecting. And how wet the vagina gets. They tend not to show that so much in porn. It's messy. Vaginas inside weren't as tight. And were softer than I expected. Like a special kind of soft. I guess that's what happens when you spend so long with a fist around it. How smelly, sticky and uncomfortable it was. Also puzzlement as to why people make a big deal about it. How overrated it is. Because I was an innocent child and someone took advantage of me. How boring, painful and gross it can be. Porn definitely overhypes it. Pretty much nothing. That it's used for that purpose and not the general use. Y'all have had sex? JK I didn't know the vagina was self-lubricating. How much better it was than jacking off. I didn't know that I'd get as sweaty as I do. Lol, feels like the room gets a lot hotter afterwards. As well. I didn't know much until like 5 years later. Very confusing at a young age. That I didn't like it nearly as much as just looking at porn. Granted, I've only been with 5 girls in the last decade and none were really over a 7. But the act of sex just doesn't do it for me. Maybe I'm missing that biological gene others have. I usually found myself not wanting to do anything with my significant other at any given moment, and that usually is what kills the relationship. How attached you get. I'm bad at it. It's not like warm apple pie. Giving is much better than receiving. Make sure your partner is fully satisfied. It's a rush. I really didn't need to wear a condom. We were both virgins. And birth control was in place. But I thought STDs could literally spawn from nothing and anyone could catch one even in our circumstance. It's really exhausting. The smell. Trust and communication are the foundation of a fulfilling sex life. Once you find someone who fucks you the right way and is a pro in aftercare and communication about sex, you never want to go back. How much I enjoyed BJ's. She was giving me BJ's on a regular basis for months before we had sex. It ain't same as being portrayed in porn. Crossed fingers. Light skin tone. How awesome it was when you do it with some you love and trust. Put your lips close to her ear. Say hot naughty things. Left hand on hip, right hand pressing hers to the wall. You, my friend, just reenacted a XXX scene from her novels. Is it so good that if you don't have a decent level of cardio you're gonna struggle? It becomes as addicting as a drug. IDK yet? Can't wait find out. If your height difference is drastic, it can make a lot of positions uncomfortable or impossible. Put pillows under their hips to help. That I wouldn't accidentally pee instead. I don't know about you guys, but I usually do a lot of weightlifting 6x per week 1.5 to 2h, and I overestimated my stamina by far. My abs were super fatigued. Literally started running, cycling, etc. just for that reason. Pussy smells like fish. The place where you put it is a little farther north than I had imagined. Also, a tad to the east of center.